Oh my, I have been speaking muted. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Let me do my intro. Wow, what an intro. I'm going to start again. Hello, good morning. Top of the morning to you. Time check it is 14 minutes past 9. This fine Thursday morning. Today is the 30th day of October 2025. Having to say this again twice when I thought I had said it is really interesting. Good morning to you. We are currently on her lens on Women Radio WFM 91.7. We're talking with our ladies this morning, Susan Ihuoma, you've been about Dixon. This morning we're women from our different geopolitical locations talking about the matters that are affecting us as women and our families as well. Good morning once again to you. Long time no see, long time no hear, long time Iberiani, something. Yeah. Yeah. Don't look at my name and say, but you're a bad girl. That's your business. If you bring it up to me, I'm magnified. Okay. All right. Good morning, Suzanne. Good morning, Gibinabo. The two women who can speak Yoruba better than a Yoruba girl. That's okay. I'm okay.
Good morning for me. It's amazing to see you this Thursday
Yes.
morning. Good morning,
Lovely.
Harlent family. Good morning, Harlent family. Good morning, Ibinabo. Welcome back for me. Welcome back. It's good to see you.
I'm not standing in. Rose is an official time.
Komara.
Ekomara.
Komara.
Okay, how have you been? What have you been up to? The last time I saw you was at Vow. Though I did not see you physically, but I saw you, digitally. Was at Vow. And you look so nice. I said, yay, ladies, who's out for the window?
I've been good. It's been back to back. It's been back to back engagements, working, having to do some level of advocacy. Just last week, it was World Polio Day. And for me, this is 44 years. This is 44 years after polio. So I shared my journey and everything. I've lived more with polio than without polio. And then I had a cancer walk. Where I also needed to raise awareness. I am not a cancer survivor, but for the community that I represent, some of the persons with disabilities are struck with cancer. So sometimes people think, oh, because they have disability, they are exonerated.
Yeah.
No, people with disabilities are also battling cancer. Some of the people with albinism, some of the people who are amputated are as a result of cancer. So it's been beautiful, and I will still run away now. We have a 2 days National Disability Summit happening here in Abuja, and but let me quickly show my fine face. If I don't give you, how will you collect?
How will I collect? Love the energy this morning and well done with all the work that you do. Good morning, Ibinabo. It's so beautiful to see you. Let me just out myself, Ibinabo and Susan. There was I think the last time I was on her lens, I don't even remember when that was. I remember leaving her lens, not even thinking about the matters we talked that day, but thinking, wow, how can I be like Ibnabo and Buki and Susan, where they wake up in the morning and they look nice, like they are all well made up, wearing dresses. I made a video of it. I said it looks like so that day I left my house and I put on red lipstick. I said that's the most I could do that day.
No, you see this one I'm learning from Madam Ibinabo. It's because I'm going out. That's why I'm like this. You see this woman, I give it to her. Epelema.
As I saw her this morning, I had to just quickly say, look, I'm serious. So I did a video. I said, I'm channeling, one of the ladies on her lens, the show that I host. I'm just like, my mother-in-law is like that as well. But I know I'm trying. But I just want to say, every time I see you, I'm always inspired that I need to pay more attention to my looks, to how I look, because they say how you look is how you address. But I think it just makes you feel good, even most of all. So yes, even about good morning. It looks like you're blushing, though. Hey.
I'm trying to slap my head back to shape. Only me, so let me slap it back to shape. Thank you so much for those kind words. You see, I'm not trying to sound selfish or self-centered, but you see, most times it's all about me. It's not about me because at the end of the day, it is me. You're talking about me. It's like
Yeah.
take care of me. It's not easy sometimes. Like I've been down, I've been under the weather for a few days now, and I was just trying to put myself together. Yeah, don't scatter. Come together. Stick together.
Oh.
It's not funny. It's not easy. And here I am, always telling young mothers to
Mm.
themselves. Always try
Mm.
to make sure that not because you want your husband to think that you look good and you're not letting down your guards and everything, but for yourself,
For yourself.
you take care of yourself with whatever little thing you have. It doesn't mean you have to have a designer clothes or designer shoes or
Mm.
little things you have. Put them together well and make yourself feel good about yourself. So that is just it's a culture that I have, and I'm not letting it go. I was watching a video on social media some time ago, and I saw a 75-year-old woman who was being celebrated, and this woman was in something that you would have expected someone in early 20s to put on. It's
Mm.
quite decent, but when I heard her, I was like, 75 years. And she was very happy. She danced and everything. So life is all about your mindset. And I
Yeah.
try to have the right mindset for myself because if I buy,
Ah,
people will cry. Yeah, that is it. So I have
that is
to
it. Oh.
put things together. Sometimes life is not funny. Life is not always a bed of roses. Sometimes it's like it's like I don't want to get up from this bed. I'm just so sick. Or what happened yesterday? Oh, this and that. But I tell myself, this is not you. Get up and go. And then furthermore, another push, another propelling force again is Susan. Look at this.
Ooh.
Look at Susan.
Yes.
Look at Susan.
Yes.
She is such an encouragement. I mean, what excuse do you have? If Susan could be looking so resplendent, then who the hell?
Resplendent, Susanna, resplendent.
So who are you to sit down and say, "Whoa, I have a lot of my mind, a lot what, and what has your state of whatever you have put your state in
What
self
has it
in?"
done for? Mm.
So I try, even when I'm in the worst of moods, I try to put on the best mindset. It's for
Mm.
me because me small thing like this, me I don't scatter, so I can't afford that. So I make sure that I always try to look at the better side of everything. That's how I've been living my life.
Thank you so much, Ibida. But we have ads this morning at 9:20. Ha, now, wow. So we're going to go on our ads and then we'll come back to get into the gist for the day. Stick around with us.
With 20 essential vitamins, minerals, and nutrients, one Supermalt multivitamin after breakfast every day keeps you going.
See, everybody with Timon Wahala. Every day comes with its own version of challenges, and you have to be ready to face them because only then can you move on to the next. That's why I never miss my breakfast. Scratch that. My peak breakfast with the nutrients and energy I need to face each day, one challenge at a time.
Every day is a good day to power on with a peak breakfast. Have you had your peak? Reach for your peak.
La, 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 la. Smart mama. Yes. What are you making? I'm making breakfast plus Peak 456 growing up milk. Breakfast plus Peak 456 growing up milk. It is fortified with DHA to support brain development. Cereal, just mean it. Also has calcium, vitamin D, and high quality protein to make your kids grow strong. I love it. I will start nourishing my children with Peak 456 growing up milk, fortified with DHA to support brain development.
Grow up strong and smart with Peak 456 growing up milk every day.
So I know it's better on the families of Elder Moses O. Omole and Chief J.G. Omikunle announced the passing of our beloved mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother, Deaconess Mrs. Felicia Adunyomole Ni Omikunle. She lived a life well spent and rested in the Lord on the 28th of August 2025 at the age of 80. Wake Up is on the 30th of October 2025. Funeral Mass is on the 31st of October 2025 at her residence in Ilesha, Osun State. Deaconess Mrs. Felicia Adunyomole Ni Omikunle is survived by children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. Announcement by Ayodele Omole for the family.
I am oh, danger, malaria, parasites. My mission is simple. Take over your body. Lost fever, cheers, headache. But one thing stays in my way. Come on.
Effective relief from malaria. Comal on, malaria gone. If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult doctor.
Hello, Daddy.
Hello, Diola.
I just want to say that I love you.
Oh, I love you too.
Hello, Daddy. I just want to say again that I love you and I like that we look alike.
Hi, Diola.
How are you?
I'm fine.
How's family? I hope everyone is good. I regards to everyone.
I will, my dear.
Diola, that time between me. How much that time between me?
Fantastic. Talk master. I'm basically getting 6 minutes time for every 6 minutes call I make every day, plus 50 MB data bonus. And for new customers like me, I get additional 25 minutes talk time and 1 gigabyte data welcome bonus. That's why I only make calls with my Glow line now.
Enjoy free 6 minutes plus 50 MB data on every 6 minutes call you make in a day on Glow Talkmaster. And enjoy a one-time 2,000 naira welcome bonus. That's a 25 minutes talk time and 1 gigabyte worth of data. Get your Glow line and dial *606# to enjoy. Terms and conditions apply.
We are Nigeria's only radio station for women and their families.
All right, welcome back. 27 minutes after 9 this morning. You're still tuned into Women Radio WFM 91.7. And this is her lens with our ladies representing Nigeria's geopolitical zones. You know, we're basically about to start tackling some of the issues that we have seen that have caught our eye this morning. All right, joined by Susan Ihuoma and Ibinabo Dixon. So we're going to go straight into it. Hi, ladies. All right. So this first one is from the Punch newspaper. Father arrested for defiling 2 daughters in Enugu. This person, a native Okongwa, a native of Imo State residing in Enugu, was arrested on the 9th of Saturday, that was last weekend, after a concerned citizen alerted authorities about the disturbing incident. According to the statement, the suspect is now in police custody and will be charged once investigations are concluded. So, two of his children have been admitted into a government approved shelter where they are receiving medical care and psychosocial support. Their mother, deeply traumatized by the whole incident, will also undergo therapy and supervision of the Ministry Social Welfare and Counseling team. There's a zero tolerance on sexual and gender-based violence, and this is from the Ministry of Health. They say in Enugu State, they said that they remain unwavering in their commitment to protect every child and make sure that perpetrators of such evil acts are brought to justice. I think just very recently, last week or 2 weeks ago, the National House of Assembly brought out a bill saying that anyone who defiles a minor, sexual harassment, whatever it is, will be sentenced to life imprisonment. In 2022, a father was sentenced to triple life imprisonment for defiling and raping his 3 daughters, 10, 20, and 24 years old. He also faced 3 counts bordering on defilement and rape. So obviously from this one, we are waiting to see what will unfold from this. But his daughters are 2 and 5. My brain is unable to wrap it around my head. Like, what is going on? I know that if you're a Christian, the Bible says that the heart of man is desperately wicked. But this one, it passed me. Oh, Susan, let's have you so that you're able to just speak on something before you leave. You're muted.
Sorry. So reading, and I just want to take it up straight from where you stopped for me. We are talking of 2 and 5 years old girls. These are toddlers. To me, they are toddlers.
Yeah.
And it's a deeply disturbing case. When I had to read through that, stories like this are heartbreaking because, and they are also a call to action for everyone, because what we do on Her Lens is also to raise the consciousness of mothers, parents around their children, especially the girl child. When the home, which is supposed to be their safe space, becomes a place of harm, society must respond, with urgency, with clarity, and with compassion, because this is their father.
Yeah.
Now, I want to speak to it in this way. Child sexual abuse, like Enugu State has rightly stated, is not just a crime, it is a lifelong trauma. It is a lifelong trauma. So that child, keeps remembering. These ones are little children, and you know how smart 2 and 5 years old can be. They pick up everything around the environment and all of that. So imagine them picking this. They are still learning trust. They are still forming identity and trying to understand their left from their right. And, violations like this can cause so many things for children. I call these children. It can cause developmental delays for them because they can't mature at the pace at which they can't be children anymore. They are no longer children because they are exposed to what is not. For their behavioral and emotional change, that will also affect them. Because in my head, I'm wondering how a 2 and 5 years old would, react when they see their dad. Because this is what he's always doing. And it could also cause trust and disattachment disorders for children because already they are traumatized. They don't know who to trust. They don't know whether to run when they see their dad. Ordinarily, when children see their dad, they are running towards daddy, 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 all of that. So with this, it's a whole lot. And then Like I said, the lifelong psychological trauma cannot even be overemphasized for children. Now, it's a public health emergency. It is because it affects future generations. And trust me, for me, this is what we have heard. There are so many that are happening that do not make it to the headlines, that
Yes.
don't make it to the punch of this world, that don't make it to
Yes.
even the local communities. They try to silence these incidents. And it's also important that we understand power and vulnerability. This particular case shows what we do in the gender space. It shows the power dynamics and how vulnerability intersects in the society because children are voiceless in the home. That is the truth.
Yes.
Children are voiceless in the home. And when your abuser is a parent, the silence becomes deeper.
Yes.
I had my fair share of abuse. It was not sexual violence, but growing up as a child with a disability, I experienced it. And because it was coming from immediate family, there was no way I could come out to speak. Because in my head, if they have to arrest or pick up my parents, which they would have done if I had gone that route, how would I be in court with my parents? You understand? So I am talking this from a place of lived experience, though not sexual violence. I wasn't raped or anything, but that abuse, it becomes deeper. Have I forgiven? Yes, but I cannot forget. Sometimes I flash back and I'm traumatized. I'm like, if this could happen from within, what will happen from without? That is how I analyze my issues. And the fact that abuse is not just about sexual abuse, it's about power, it's about control, it's about failed parenting and protection systems.
Yeah.
Because in my head, I'm wondering why this was happening. How was this man able to maneuver everything and his wife could not even notice? Could not notice who births these children. They are girl children. Who gives them a shower every day? And this also goes to speak about patriarchal entitlement and the silence of culture. Suffering and smiling. Things are happening, but it is well. Nothing is well. Nothing is well because today I'm fighting against all forms of violence for anybody, whether you're a child, you're an adult, you're a person with disability. But not everybody can cope. Some persons will rather say, oh, let me just end it, let me just do this, and let me just do that. And it's important that as a society, we understand that any society that excuses or hides, or minimizes, it's very easy to say, Shebi just did it once, or Shebi, let's just leave it. Any society that minimizes, we are contributing to this. And coming to child protection, which is everyone's business, we cannot rely solely on parents or maybe guardians. We also need to start looking at community vigilance, which is very important. You understand? Because we must begin to ask salient questions. Do we teach children about bodily autonomy? Because there are rhymes I have heard. My this, my this, my this. If you touch my private part, this and that. All those things, they might sound funny, but they are very, very deliberate and intentional so that the child knows if someone touches them inappropriately, they'll be able to speak. And it's important to teach them early. Don't say he's a child. Nothing is a child. That is why when I'm teaching my students, when I was a teacher, I will tell you, nobody should tell you any part of your body is coco.
Yeah.
There's nothing like coco.
Yeah.
Call the right names that this body are. If it's a penis, call it a penis. Because I know that once your mom or your dad hears penis, their antennas will stand at attention. When you are doing coco, all those nonsense, they don't work for me.
They don't work.
And again, how do neighbors and relatives feel empowered to report suspicion? Because it's also important that we support people who can help us report these things. But if they find out that when they report, it might fall back on them, they'll just keep quiet. I don't want problem. What of schools? What of our religious bodies, our health workers? Do they have safeguarding policies? our protection must move from, private consent to a public discourse. We must find a way to make it public so that it's a public duty. Everybody must speak about it, because when these children are abused, they are broken and they meet other children. Sometimes some of them transfer this aggression, this trauma on other children.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you so much.
I don't know, but let me quickly run up saying this. No child should ever have to recover from their childhood. These children, no matter what you do in this lifetime, they have been traumatized. And this case should be a reminder that protecting children is a collective responsibility. Mothers, we need to be more at alert. I don't know. Let us build a Nigeria, where every child, whether it's a boy or a girl, with or without disability now, should grow up safe, seen, and protected, because safeguarding our children is safeguarding our future. We can't just leave them to anything. And it's important that we demand justice and rehabilitation services. This is very, very key. If these children will come back, better than their dad left them, then we must demand justice and rehabilitation services. And this support must be strong. We don't just want to hear this. We want to hear how it's going. We want to hear the end, so that we will know that our advocacies, our engagements, and our interventions are being heard and supported. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much for that. I want Ibn about to expatiate on something that you touched on. When we see cases like this, it's easy to say, oh, where's the mother? But really, where was the mother? I'm very, very well invested. I don't mind my business when it comes to my children. I'm poking my nose in everything. And I think I got it from my mom, because my mom is the one that will stand next to you and she sees something in your ear and she's trying to remove it. Okay, when this won't come and things like that. I think that I get it that, life is life in, you're trying to make money for the family. You're trying to sell this, sell that. But I feel like these days, parents are no longer as involved in their children. And I think that's a problem. I'm not saying that this doesn't even happen, that because we've seen situations whereby even the mom was very, very involved in the children's lives, and these things were happening. But how can parents be more involved? This is leading to the conversation of what are the conversations that you have with your children growing up. I'm sure it happened with you with Ibinabo, because you're like over there, where it was difficult for us to tell our parents things because of the atmosphere of the home. Daddy is the head of the family, is the thunder, is the fire, is the brimstone, mommy too. There was more open communication between parents and children. So this question is really two throngs. How can parents be more involved? Because I feel like the second question, which is communication, is directly linked to that. If there is no open communication between parents and children, how can the parents be involved? Yes, please, Ibinabo.
You almost answered the question you posed. The problem is not a problem, but some things are made to seem like a problem because of our mindset, because we refuse to have a mindset shift. Now, for me, I grew up in a family where my father not only had time for his children, but I bringing my friends. So when I lost my dad, my friends, I didn't even understand. I didn't know until I lost my dad, and all the comments that came from my friends were the reasons for me to further miss him the more. Because, for example, if I had any argument with my friends about anything, boyfriend, anything, I'll say, okay, let's go and ask my dad.
Wow.
He would sit with us and break it down to bits for us to understand according to our age then.
Amazing.
That was a father, not even a mother.
Mm.
And I mean, my father was born in the 1920s.
Oh,
So it wasn't as if it was some modern father or whatever.
yeah.
But you see, everything in life, you must choose your path.
Mm.
Choose how you want to relate with your children. You must choose how you want to interact with people. It's all about your choice. It's not always because, oh, that is how I was raised. I was raised in a very strict home. Which home was not strict?
Mm.
Father was a no-nonsense father, but a very loving and an open father. So we were very comfortable around him. We could ask him any question, and he wouldn't judge you because you have asked a question. He would have explained everything to you before he would ask you, why did you ask? So you already have you are very at ease to tell him why you asked him the question.
Mm.
For now to now begin to imagine that not just that you can't even have a discussion with your father, but for that father to now begin to abuse the children sexually, and to even look at the ages 2 and 5, it
Two
is
and
traumatic,
five.
it is harrowing, it is everything terrible, it is everything bad. And I want to quickly digress. I want to quickly look at the government intervention at this point, because most times the reason for not speaking out or speaking up about it is because of what they're going to meet. Okay, you will go to a police station and you want to go and make a report of what happened. The kind of question that they're going to be asking you, the way they are going to treat the whole situation and case and everything is like, whoa, let me just dry my tears and move on. But look at this. I was particularly taken, I was very happy because this thing happened on the 25th and it is in the news already.
Already, yes.
Already. The children are receiving medical care and psychological support already. The mother is equally receiving psychological support already. That is how prompt issues like this should be.
Yes, yes.
You don't leave it to drag and drag until the people involved are frustrated and then they give up. So you see, when you talk about parenting, a parent will one day become a commissioner. A parent will one day become a governor. A parent is a police officer is a parent or a guardian. So how do you parent? How do you guide? How do you guard? All of these things will be translated into how you dispense your duty. So you see, discouragement first and foremost to report for these cases being underreported is because of the kind of reaction that these people get from the authorities, like the police, like the government. Because it is usually commonplace that in Lagos State, they have a gender desk, they have this and that. It is not everywhere that we have this in all of the states. So knowing that we have a state where something will happen on the 25th, and by the 29th, 30th, it is being discussed. It is in the public. I mean, it is already receiving the attention of the right agency.
Yes.
And the children are already receiving treatment and they're already being taken care of, because if you don't sort them out now mentally, they are going to grow up with the wrong mindset, and
Yeah.
they're the exact opposite of themselves, and it is very, very painful. So you see, as parents, I know it's not easy. I know that this period, a lot of parents are trying so hard to, put funds together to take care of the family, to run the home. So everybody's busy. Mom is busy. Dad is busy. Everybody's going up and down trying to make ends meet and all of that. See, respond efficiently and effectively is important.
Yeah.
To respond efficiently and effectively is important. So in all of what you do for your children, as much as you want to give them the best education, you want to give them the best home, the best this and that, if your attention is missing, it's like everything you are doing is all nothing. Because sometimes some children will tell you, yeah, my parents give me the best clothes. They do everything, but I don't see them. I don't get to see them. I've met with some ladies who will tell you,
Yeah.
if they ask me anything about my father, his favorite color, his favorite shoes, his favorite whatever, that she doesn't know, because he's not always around. But everything it takes care of.
Mm.
As a parent, you have to be deliberate and intentional. Make yourself available. I mean, have quality time with your children, because at the end of the day, you are working and aspiring to attain whatever level for these children that don't even get to see you. How do they appreciate you? How do they
Yeah.
even from you? How do they remember you by? Because someday, one day you will go. What are the things? If I sit here and tell you about my father, Omo, ile ashu, ile amo, they go dark, they go break dawn, break of dawn, sunset, sunrise, everything will happen. Because he was a father who provided for his family, who was available for his wife and his children. And I just can't imagine, I don't know how he did it, but he was a successful father. He was a successful husband. He was a success, he was a complete success as far as I'm, because a lot of my neighbors, I never knew until we grew older, and then later on in life you will meet and then you will discuss. And then one of my old neighbors that we grew up together in the same community, was when we're talking about that particular community, she said one of the things she envied about me was the fact that my father was always there for us, that nobody would come near us, nobody would do any nonsense, because they know, Baba Alagba, don't go there. No. Yet he was quiet. My father wasn't such a social person, but he was always available for us to talk to run to cry, to complain and everything. So parents, please, you can do better. As much as life is not all about I'm paying the fees and what do they want me to do.
Yeah.
Look at the house I built. I even bought a car. Somebody was telling me, a friend of mine was telling me that, what do they want from him? That, yeah, I said, you put everything except yourself.
Mm.
And every other thing you have put down cannot be called daddy. You are will be called daddy. So where is daddy in all of this? When daddy is missing, when that is not in the equation is grossly incomplete. When mommy is missing from the equation is grossly incomplete. So whatever it is you are doing, no matter how hard you are working for your family to be happy, if you are not available, if your person is missing from the equation, everything you are doing is like, because at the end of the day, when they grow up and out of the house to begin to start their own life, what are they going to do? Because then your child or your children are already making money, probably more money than you ever made. So where would your relevance come in?
Yeah.
Remember you. So they will be sending you money without showing their presence. Bills, they will pay for your bills, they will do everything, but you will not see them. And then you will be unhappy because you will be lonely, and then it will be as if, where are this man's children? When people complain and ask the man what kind of relationship he had with his children when they were growing up.
Children.
So
Thank you.
you see, parenting is a complete package. Any broken part, any missing part is not good enough. I know it is not easy. I know it is a whole lot. But you see, what is worth doing is worth doing well. What is worth doing is worth learning. So if you parenting, please go ahead and learn about it and learn from the right sources. So you see, for this particular case, when I hear the full weight of the law will be, applied, I'm asking, how heavy is the full weight of the law?
Yeah.
How intense is the pressure of the full weight of the law? Because the full weight of the law should crush that man. It should down to the ground. A man, not only that, what will he do to his nieces and nephews if he could do this to his 2 and 5 year old? Imagine a 2-year-old. It is that thing. When I saw this story, I know that it's not the first time we are discussing this, but
yeah,
like this, I feel so excuse me, so devastated that what is this? I mean, I've seen a 2-year-old. The 2-year-old is so innocent, so
yes, yes. All right.
I hope that as this case has started, it doesn't slow down. And you mentioned what transpired in the Red Chamber the other time
Yes.
about cases like this, and it was brought up by Senator Adams Oshiomhole.
Mm-hmm.
It was very well supported by this politician they call Yayi, Senator Ademilekon. I can't really what's that is Adeola Olamilekon Adeola, aka Yayi. I hope that as they push it through as being a bill, it will be further pushed, and the president will assent to it. We need these laws, and we need these laws to be enforced, because it is not laws. We need implementation, because we have so many there. But who is going to implement this law? Who is going to enforce it? Because it's not every day that you hear stories like this that happen on the 25th, and by 30th, it is in the public space where the children are being taken care of in the right ways. Because it's not about taking in the children, but putting them through some medical care and psychological support is important. Too was traumatized. She would need some psychological support too.
Yeah.
So is a total package coming from that state, Enugu State.
All right, Ibenabo, thank you. Ibenabo, you went on fire today. Oh, it really entered underneath your skin. Oh, and that's one of the reasons why we have you on the show, you ladies on the show, because we love your passion, your objectivity, your contributions. And I'm sure somebody's listening and is like, okay, I'm going to be a better person. I've heard all that Susan has said. I've heard all that Ibidabo has said, and I'm going to implement it. I think the last thing I will say before we go is, please, let's avoid giving, the fathers giving their daughters their baths at certain ages. Not because you think your husband is going to do anything, but it's just the decent thing to do, just so that we can ward off these things. I'm not saying that's the reason, or that's not what the reason. Let's just leave it like that. Thank you so much, ladies, for coming on the show today. It was a delight to see you once again. Catch us same time tomorrow at 9 a.m. for another edition of Her Lens. Do stick around with us for other amazing shows on Women Radio 91.7, and enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye and God bless.
Thank you.
To sponsor this program, call the number